Hello everyone, I'm Sano of Vision Inc. Let me take you through our financial results for the first quarter of the fiscal year 2024. This is a summary of the first quarter of the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024. Sales reached a record high of 8.581 billion yen, up 2.8% from the same period last year. However, I must remind you that the figure for the first quarter of last year includes PCR tests and airport quarantine services. Excluding that, the figure for last year was 6.672 billion yen. Comparing only the global Wi-Fi business, there was a 28.6% increase. I'll explain later when we focus on the global Wi-Fi business, but sales are growing steadily. Operating income also reached a record high of 1.524 billion yen, which is a 10.2% increase over the same period last year. Excluding the support operations, which I mentioned earlier, it achieved 904 million yen last year, so this is a 68.5% increase in profit. In the global Wi-Fi business, sales again reached a record high of 4.647 billion yen. Excluding last year's support operations, sales were 3.433 billion yen, a significant increase of 35.4%. The segment income was 1.431 billion yen. The profit from global Wi-Fi business last year was 965 million yen, which is the amount excluding the support operations, so it grew 48.3% from there to 1.431 million yen, a new record high. The information and communications service business marked record high sales and profits. First, net sales were 3.681 billion yen, up 23.3%. Segment income was 534 million yen, up 76.8% from the same period last year, a tremendous increase. The glamping and tourism business also posted record highs in both sales and profits. Sales of 243 million yen, up 13.4%, and a segment income of 28 million yen, up 336%. Since the number of rooms is unchanged from the previous period, the average room rate and occupancy rate have increased. Let me break down the summary. Each of our businesses has been growing steadily. In the first quarter, we achieved a record high with sales of 8.581 billion yen, up 28.6%. And operating income of 1.524 billion yen, up 68.5%. As for why each business segment grew, in the global Wi-Fi business, demand for unlimited plans was very high, and the unit price per customer, including 5G, is rising. Also, we now have a very large number of foreign tourists visiting Japan, and Ninja Wi-Fi applications are increasing. In addition, sales of SIM cards, which can be purchased from vending machines at airports, have also been popular. However, we believe we need to promote our rental Wi-Fi because there are still many who do not know about our services. Sales increased 35.4% to 4.647 billion yen, and segment income increased 48.3% to 1.431 billion yen, indicating that the global Wi-Fi business is steadily growing. The information and communications service business is pursuing mid-career hiring. This is in the process of expanding its sales force and increasing its sales staff. Sales of office automation equipment and the eco-solutions business, which acts as an electricity intermediary, have been performing very well. We are also focusing on expanding sales of in-house developed recurring revenue services. Net sales increased 23.3% to 3.681 billion yen, and segment income increased 76.8% to 534 million yen, both record highs. In the glamping and tourism business, we have started a new hot spring ryokan glamping program at Koshikano Onsen. Until now, most glamping tours have been for large groups of people, but we are developing glamping tours that can accommodate 2 people and that include stays at ryokan, which are very popular. I've mentioned a large number of foreign tourists visiting Japan, and the number of foreign national customers is growing, but one issue is that reservations are usually filled by domestic Japanese travelers. we may need to consider a booking process that allows reservations to be made earlier. Net sales were 243 million yen, up 13.4%, and segment income was 28 million yen, up 336%. The number of rooms is the same as last year, which means ADR and occupancy rates are up. And regarding shareholder returns, we have decided to pay the first dividend from retained earnings. We forecast 11 yen for the interim dividend and 14 yen for the year-end dividend, a total of 25 yen for the full year. As for our business performance, what you are seeing is a timeline from 2015 to 2024, from the time we were listed on the TSE Mothers to the present. We have overcome a very difficult period over the past 3 years, and our sales have tripled since our listing. As for profits, we have grown significantly from 800 million yen to 5.254 billion yen in the forecast. Here is the consolidated first quarter financial summary. As I've explained, the sales are shown separately. The above figure includes the support operations, and the below figures are those that do not. If we look at Global Wi-Fi alone, sales increased 28.6% from 6.672 billion yen to 8.581 billion yen. Operating income also increased significantly from 904 million yen to 1.524 billion yen, a 68.5% increase. While there is an overall trend toward recovery in overseas traveling, the reality is that it has not yet recovered as much as foreign travelers to Japan. We are now at about 60% in recovery, and there is still room for growth, so we must keep trying. As mentioned, segment income has been growing steadily in all areas, and we will continue to take firm steps to advance further. This is the performance trend of the Global Wi-Fi business. As explained in the summary, we will do our best to significantly exceed last year's results in the second, third, and fourth quarters. Also mentioned in the summary, the information and communications service businesses sales and segment income for the first quarter of this fiscal year have increased significantly compared to the previous 5 fiscal years. Here is our medium-term growth picture. There are 3 stages. The first stage, which started with Japanese traveling abroad, and the second stage with foreign travelers in Japan. We are still strengthening the first and second stages and will continue to grow them further. The third stage is overseas to overseas travel. We are already providing services in Korea and Taiwan. Until the end of 2019, we were operating in Los Angeles in the US. Overseas travel and communications are not limited to Japanese nationals, so our services are for people all over the world. The third stage, which I will discuss in more detail later, is our expansion to New York and serving travelers to Europe from there, which is starting soon. Next, regarding the corporate use of Global Wi-Fi business. We have already had more than 55,000 clients using Global Wi-Fi through our dedicated form for post-paid billing and other methods. Global Wi-Fi for Biz has been registered by more than 10,000 clients. Global Wi-Fi for Biz is a plan that can be left at the company without the need to pick up and return it, and can be used both in Japan and overseas. The reason why we are achieving record high profits, even with only so much travel recovery, is because we are actively promoting corporate use of both. With the weak yen, many companies are now going abroad because they do better business overseas, and Global Wi-Fi is providing logistical support for them. Continuing, I'd like to talk about Global Wi-Fi's 5G plan. We have started offering 5G plans in 23 new countries. The amount of area covered including Europe and Asia has drastically increased, and we have been providing 5G plans in 35 countries and regions since March 26th. 5G plans are very profitable, so we would like to aggressively increase these plans around the world. We are happy to announce our business partnership with This Is Inc. On the screen, you can see how the system can be used in various scenarios. Employees can call each other for free and exchange messages. For example, many people have pets, and they can use a QR code as an ID tag. This QR code can contain information such as the pet's name and information, such as what food the pet would like to be fed. The QR code can also be used to call, message, or send location information to the owner of the lost pet. Lost animals can easily be traced. Hotel rooms used to require an extension number, but by preparing a QR code for each room, you can communicate not only by phone, but also by message from any room. It's easy to imagine the variety of purposes it can serve. We would like to release this service in a variety of fields. Of course, since it is a QR code, the service can be used internationally. We would like to actively expand this service overseas as well. I'll move on to the establishment of a subsidiary in New York in the US. LaGuardia, John F. Kennedy, and Newark Liberty airports carry approximately 48.9 million international passengers annually. Additionally, New York is one of the world's top destinations for inbound and outbound international travel. We often travel to New York to conduct investor relations activities for overseas investors, and for many years we have received feedback that we should expand our business to New York as soon as possible, and that everyone will use it. We weren't able to do so promptly due to the pandemic, but finally we are opening in New York as a gateway to Europe and the US, where transactions are the highest. We would like to solidify our foundation this year so that we can make a significant increase next year and beyond, rather than just thinking about this year's numbers. Finally, we would like to announce the start of the IRE newsletter. We have received requests at the general meeting of shareholders from our shareholders and wish to meet their expectations for more information to be sent out. Please subscribe to our newsletter so that you will be able to check the current status of Vision Inc. I would like to thank all of you for watching today. Over the past 3 years, under very difficult circumstances, I believe that the various challenges and the preparation we have taken are starting to show in the first quarter of this fiscal year. Things are much better than before, so all of our employees will continue to work diligently to meet the big goals we have made, so that we stay one step ahead of the competition. With our overseas expansion restarting, we'll do our best to achieve even greater growth in the future, and the support from our shareholders allows us to work even harder. We highly appreciate your continued support, and thank you for joining us today.